Good morning, students. We will continue with our hyperlinks programs. In the last session, we have seen the anchor tag, the hyperlink tag, and we have also seen the base link, making use of the base URL and the anchor tag. Now, let us move ahead with image links. That is, when we try to click on an image, it should open up a new web page or a new web document. So, let me first write the anchor tag. So I need to give the URL inside this. Let me also specify the property target, and this time I'll open it within the same page. So I'm going to make use of its value underscore self, not hyphen, underscore self, and we are going to close this tag. Next thing is, let me also close this hyperlink tag. Now what we want is, when we click on the image, the specified URL here should be opened. Now here, usually between the opening anchor tag and the closing anchor tag, here we try to specify the text, and this particular text works as the hyperlink. So here we need to insert the image. So now, to insert the image in web, the tag that is used is img. So we are going to write img, then specify the source, that is which image. So I will take the same image that we have taken yesterday, that is airplane.jpg. Then we also have to specify a property for the image if in case the image is not displayed. So let me specify here, and I'll right click here to open, and I will not specify any other image properties. I'll close this image tag. Okay, so this here I've closed the image tag. Now let me write the URL. Let us try to open a college website. So does anyone know the URL to open our college website? Let us check if this is the correct one. So I have taken the anchor tag here, and I have closed the anchor tag here. Okay, you can see here, this is the opening anchor tag and this is the closing anchor tag. So within the anchor tags, we usually specify text which acts as the hyperlink. So instead of text, we have given an image now. We have made use of the image tag. So you already know how the image tag works. All you have to give is the image source and the any other properties that you want, that is adjusting the width and height or give the border. So you can even add those properties here. Let us check if this is working. Okay, so we have got the image here. So you can also see that when I move my cursor over this image, you are able to see a small hand, which means that this is a hyperlink. So we'll click. Okay, let us check for the college website URL. We shall copy this and paste it here. Now let us see if we are able to access the website. So we are able to open a new web page, right, based on the image click, that is based on the image which is acting as a hyperlink here. So you can see here I have opened it within the same window. Now this is the one where we try to copy, so we are opening it here in the same window. So if I click back, we will again open up to this page. So it will, as the property mentioned, target is self, so it will open up here in the same page. Now after this we can also specify a hyperlink for emails as well as for a phone number. That is, you want to make your phone number as a link. You want to open to make a call, it will act as a link, and you want to send an email. So you can make use of the hyperlink here. Let us first check how this output is. So I have just made use of the paragraph tag here, and you can see that the whatever text is there in the paragraph tag is being displayed, right? So this is the text that is mentioned here in the p tag. Two p tags I have, and this is the text that is mentioned inside the p tag. Now here I will take another p tag, and inside this I'll create a hyperlink. I'll say ahref, and now I need to specify the email ID. Within this I need to specify the email ID. So what the URL, how does the URL go here? You have to write the keyword mail to, mailto, mail to, give colon, and after that you can specify the email ID to which you want to send the email. So I will write my email ID here, and here I will say send mail. So you have to remember this keyword here. Within the double quotes, you have to specify mail to, give colon, and then specify the email ID. Here also similarly, for the mobile number, again, have to close the p tag here. We'll make use of the anchor tag. So here I need to specify the keyword tel, tel, which means the telephone. So tel, give the keyword, give colon, followed by the number. So let's randomly type a number here, close the tag. So now what I'm going to do is since we need the mobile number to be, the mobile number itself should act as the should act as a link there. Okay. So here I will specify here the same mobile number, and I'm going to close my anchor tag and my p tag. First, have a look at the output. Let us also add a br tag here. So you can see here the send mail. So this, if you click on this, no, it will take a little while and the pop-up will come. Like you get the pop-up. Where do you want to open such kind of the file? Choose from the following. So you can see here at the bottom, observe towards the bottom, you are getting the email address there. So you can try this. Also, if I click on this, it is asking me whether you want to make a call, right, through the Android phone. So you will have to sign in for that. Let us try to run this same program in Internet Explorer. I'll click here. So it will open up this, and here again you will have to sign into your Gmail account. So with this, if you have already signed in, the Gmail account will be accessed. With the pop-up, you have to choose from which of the services you want to open your Gmail account, whether it is Outlook, whether it is Gmail, or whether any other email access. So this is mail link and the telephone link. So you only have to remember the keywords here, mail to and tel, tel. Now the next thing is the ID hyperlinks. Okay, have a look at the program here. I have made use of a heading tag, right? and I have three paragraphs. This is section 1, the p tag here. The p tag ends here. The second paragraph is beginning here. And here is the section 3, that is again written in the p tag. So first let us have a look at the output. So this is how the text is going to be displayed, because we have just made use of the p tag and the same text is copy pasted so that the content is increased and we are able to see it as a paragraph. Now what I am going to do is I will create 3 hyperlinks here. Observe carefully. Pay attention to this. So I'm going to create 3 hyperlinks. Within the hyperlinks, we usually write the URL. But what I want to do is I want to navigate within the same document. In the first hyperlink, whenever I click the first hyperlink, it should take me to the first para. If I click on the second hyperlink, it should take me to para 2, that is section 2. And if I click on the third hyperlink, it should take me to section 3. So here within the href, instead of specifying the URL, we are supposed to give the ID. Okay, so ID here would begin with hash followed by any user defined text or even numbers. So I have given here hash 1 to indicate it is section 1. So I will say here open section 1 and I'm going to close this tag. So similarly, I will copy paste this 2 times to open section 2 and section 3. And we will change the ID here. So I'll write this as 2. The ID is hash 2. And here, let me give some numeric values. So I'll say 003. And this is going to be section 3. Now, how this works is the anchor tag looks up for this ID. Looks up for this ID in the document. So where this ID has to be specified, as I have said here, when I click on this hyperlink, I need to open the section 1. So I am going to specify the ID property or the ID attribute to section 1. So section 1 is written in this tag, in the p tag. So here I will specify the ID in double quotes. So I will just write 1 here. So it will try to match this ID and this ID. Instead of p tag, if you have heading tag or you have any other tag here, you can also specify the ID there. So similarly, let me try to write the IDs for the remaining 2 sections. So I'll say ID is equal to, you have to make sure that you specify the ID correctly, because otherwise we will not be able to scroll the text there. And here ID is equal to, it is going to be 003. Let us say, go back to our document, refresh this. So we can see here section 1, section 2 and section 3. Let me click on section 3 now, open section 3. So you see here it is navigating here. We are able to go to section 3. Next, let me click on section 2. So here starting of the page, you can see section 2 is there. And if I click, section 1 is already there here. So now what we can do is we'll try to copy paste this same text so that it covers the entire browser. One section tries to cover the entire browser. We'll copy the same text and we'll try to paste it for all the 3 sections. So let me paste it even for the section 2. We'll save this, go back to our web page here, refresh. So now we can see section 1 has taken the entire screen here. So now if I click, it's more properly visible. You can see here section 2. The web page here is starting from section 2. So I'll click on section 3 here. So here we are able to navigate to section 3. So you must have seen sometimes on the websites where it is used, usually at the top here you have a link at the right hand side which will help you to navigate top of the content. A keyword like TOC is mentioned. At the bottom again you have to move directly towards the top. So such websites, let me show you an example here if we are able to find it. You can look up for this site usually has here when we specify properly to check on the website. No, you can see here at the top you will have an arrow mark which will help you to navigate towards the bottom, and then if you click here you can directly go on the top. Can anyone give me certain inputs for any other websites where you have where you've been you're able to recall where such links are used? Okay, in the next class, I'll make sure that I show you an example for that. Okay, one website wherein we have that link that is used. Next thing, we'll move ahead with tables. Tables in HTML, how can we create? So you know that in tables, we usually try to put the data in terms of rows and columns. Even if I say a database table, you can imagine a structure of rows and columns. So how a table is formed in HTML. A table is going to be formed with the help of the table tag. So this table tag will also come with an opening tag and a closing tag. The next thing is in the table tag, the important thing that we have is the tags inside the table tag. So usually in the table, you can see a line that is, we call it as a border. And then there are lines which are going to separate the cells or the rows or the columns. So that will be called as the rules. So we'll see that in the example. Now the last 3 points here in the PPT are important. You have to remember that whenever you make use of a table tag, if you have to have a heading, you give it with the TH tag. You need to remember these 3 tags. TH, TR tag is for table row, which is horizontal. Rows are always horizontal. And TD, which stands for table data. That is what content you want to put inside your row. So that is called as a defined by the TD tag. Let us have a look here. I'll run this program on the browser. Have a look at this table. You can see here 3 columns are there and you have 4 rows. These are rows. The horizontal ones are the rows. So the heading here on top, you can see first name, last name and age. So these are, you can see they are a little bold. So these are called as table heading. They are given by the TH tag. Then you have these rows, right? Amit, Rahul and Narendra, where this data is written. So the this horizontal thing is defined, that structure is defined by a TD tag, and sorry, it is defined by a TR tag, and the data that I have written inside this, that is defined by a TD tag. So three things when we create a table. First of all, we need to have a heading for it. Even if you skip the heading, you can directly begin from the TR tag to create the row and TD tag to give content inside that row. And for these borders, right, for the borders you can specify definite numeric values like 1 2 3 and so on, or you can also give the property as border. The value also is border and the property name also is border. So let us try to create this particular same kind of a structure now. So here, first of all, let us give a heading, a simple heading. Then, now we'll make use of the table tag here. Okay, and we'll close this table tag. Now inside the table, first of all, I need to have rows. So you can see here, we are having 4 rows. So we need 4 TR tags, right? These all are rows. So first let us try to create the rows. So we will write the TR tags. TR stands for table row. So I'm going to copy paste this 4 times because we need 4 rows. I'll save this. Let us first have a look how this much of code is going to be displayed. So currently you can see there is no table here. Okay, we'll go back. And what I will do is I'll try to give a property called as border, and here also I will specify its value as border. Let us go back and check once again. So you can see a very small dot here. Observe this, a very small dot, right? Because currently there is nothing, no data inside it to take up the accurate space. Now within the first row, I need to give a heading, that is first name, last name and age. Those are the column headings. So for that, whenever you want to give the headings, you are supposed to make use of the th tag, opening th tag and the closing th tag. Inside this, okay, I will give first name. Let me write the first column heading as first name. We'll save this, go back again and refresh. So now you can see the first column heading with the border is getting displayed. Similarly, I need here 2 more, last name and the age. And even both the last name and the age should also be displayed as a table heading only. Okay, so let me align this properly. So you can see here, this is the first row. First row, one heading we have given. Since we require 2 more heading, we will again make use of the th tag. So now inside this, I'm going to write last name. And here, let me specify the age. So here you observe the brackets here, the red thing from line number 6 to line number 10. This is the first row, the first TR tag here. Within this row, we require to create 3 headings, 3 column headings. Column headings are always specified with the th tag. They'll make your text to appear bold. So you can identify it to be the heading. We'll go back here and refresh this. So you can see 2 more columns are created now. First row is created. So we require similarly 3 more rows, right? So we have already the row tag here. Now inside the row tag, inside this second one, I need to specify the data. I need to give values to the first name, last name, and the age. So I'm going to make use of the TD tag. TD tag stands for table data. What data you want to use inside your table or inside that particular cell. So we are going to make use of the opening TD tag and the closing TD tag. Okay. Now inside this, let me give the first name. It corresponds to the first name here, the first TD tag. So I am going to give the first name. Let me give the name of the CR of the class here. We'll say Chetan. Let us save this now. Go back, refresh this. So you can see first name is being created here, right? Now let us also specify the two more values, that is the last name as well as the age here. So I'm going to copy this. So Chetan, if your age is not correct, you can ignore it. Refresh
It is
this.
correct, ma'am.
Yes. So have a look here. You are able to create a second row. So similarly, in the next two more table rows, we will be able to have the different data. Now the thing here is we are able to see the title here is displayed in bold as well as the values here are also displayed in bold. So have a look, we must have missed out some closing tag somewhere. Have a look at the contents. The tag, some tag must have missed out. Can you, are you able to make out where the tag is missing? Have a look at the output here.
Ma'am, the closing tag for table demo.
Huh. So have a look here, okay? Just a minute, Chetan, you can just repeat once again. See, when I told you we have table headings, it is displayed in bold here. You can see the data here is not so, I mean, comparatively to the headings, it is not bold. It is just being displayed as normal. But when we try to do here, both of them are getting displayed in bold. So we must have missed out a tag. Yes, Chetan, you were telling me something? Which tag is not closed properly or we have opened somewhere and we have not closed some tag? Have a look.
Ma'am, heading tag, H2 tag, fourth line.
Okay, let me now check. You feel so if this is, I mean, if this is the error here. Look, now you are able to see the difference.
Yes.
It is being displayed correctly just as this output. Correct? The data, the difference between the TH and TD is this thing. Headings will be displayed, column headings will be displayed as bold, and TD is the data. So it is not being displayed, that boldness will not be there for the text. But if you miss out any closing tags, so you easily be able to see the effects that your program is not giving you the expected output. Correct? So here we had not closed our heading tag. So similarly, we will create data for the next two rows also. Let me specify two more values here. We'll give the name of the ls. Are you there in the class, Sanjana? Do you think this TR tag that I have written, I have specified the values? Is it the correct way? Or are we going to get some errors now? Have a look. I'll run the program. Tell me which tag is missing. See where the text is getting displayed.
Outside the table.
outside the table. What does TR stand for? TR stands for a row. Now within the row, I need the data, correct? So here I need to give the TD tag. Let me give the TD tag here. Let me now save this, go back and refresh. Let us see how the values are changing. See here, this value is added, but the surname is still on the top because we have still not given the TD tag here. So let us again give the TD tag. And save this. Let me copy this same row, give here, and just specify the age. We go back and refresh. Now you tell me, we are getting it one below another, right? Whereas we need it to come horizontally, we need to create a row. So these two values, what changes I need to do?
We need to remove the TR tag, ma'am.
Correct, because this is for a third row. This was for our third row, and this was for our fourth row. Then which tag, where I need to end now again? TR tag has to be ended, no? This tag, see it is here. I need to end it within, after my data has been added. So if I end it here, this is the third row. In the third row, these are the data that I have. Let us go back, refresh it. See, now you have created the third row, the second row and the third row here. The data is second row. So this is how you create tables. So you can drop in your attendance now. The people who have joined late, okay, I have seen the